know. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Banner pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watcha. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The wish I never made it that the champion boy panel. Now man I don't a songsters boy. Red stripe Premier League.
2 days before Christmas Day and the streets in Kingston busy, and it's time for Red Stripe Football Mondays. Waterhouse, former champions of the Premier League, current table toppers, they're at home at the Jerusalem Stadium against the struggling Molynes United. First time in the top flight Molynes. They're winless in their last 12 matches, but when you think of the fact that they had won their first 6 on a trot and were the top team back in September and early October, you wonder where their form has gone and how, Dwight Jeremiah, will they turn the tables tonight against the top team?
Well, Safa Paul would have been proud. Really got out of the blocks early in the season. But yeah, they're in free fall now, and they're picking a tough game to really try and kickstart their season again. It's going to be difficult for them tonight, and they're going to have to be good going forward as well as in defence.
That's for sure. Waterhouse, the best team in attack, the best team in defence at the moment, and the Molynes will be struggling. They've only scored 1 goal in their last 6 matches, this Molynes team, and they're under real pressure tonight. This match tonight will end the 19th round of the Red Stripe Premier League for 2019-2020, and here are Sunday's results. Portmore United, 4 games on the trot now with victories, 3-1 over Veer United. Tivoli Gardens coming up with 2 late goals to get a share of the points against UWI. Humberland 1-0 over Harbourview. Cavalier getting a goal from the teenager Chanel Thomas to stop Mount Pleasant in their tracks, and Dunbeholden a 3-0 victory over Arnett Garns. You were on commentary last night as Dunbeholden gave Arnett Garns a lesson in the jungle.
Arnett Gardens, they were chasing shadows all the game, and Phillips there and Rodriguez, he was 40 on that goal, but with the 2 to come after that, had no chance in it. But that was really, you expect your goalkeeper to do better. This was the pick of the bunch, and I guess Thomas here, he showed good strength, good pace too, and at the end just cut across the defender. Good finish, composure was lovely, and then he turned provider Thomas. Just as the defender committed himself, he passed to his partner in crime, McFarlane, and he buried. And Rodriguez, no chance. That was a beautiful finish there. And Molynes, Dunbeholden really were good last night.
Yeah, really good win there. And Arnett Garns, because of that defeat, losing number 3 spot in the standings to Humberland, who got their victory. And Humberland now 8 points off leaders. Waterhouse, Mount Pleasant losing some ground with that loss as well. 4 behind the leaders. Portmore in 5th, Cavalier in 6th, Dunbeholden in 7th position. All those teams on, well, 25 points for Cavalier and Dunbeholden. Portmore just ahead on 30. UWI, Veer, bottom of the table.
And as they say, the tables don't lie, and Waterhouse really sitting pretty at the top. Could extend their lead tonight. Molynes really must do something to keep themselves getting into that relegation zone. But I thought last night Portmore and Humberlands, they were big winners because they really made up grounds on the leaders in the table.
That's for sure. And this Waterhouse team, no team has a good goal difference as they have with 20 their goal difference. We remember the meeting they had back in November in the first round. Waterhouse by 2-1 over the Molynes team. A lot has happened since then because Waterhouse has continued to look good, improved even, and Molynes have dipped somewhat.
You thought about them doing well in that game and really putting up a good show. They're going to struggle to do that tonight because they're going to have to really change their form and their fortunes, because really it's free fall for Molynes, and if not for the good start, would have been in trouble.
Yeah, they're still 5 points above the drop zone, Molynes, so they still have some room to be worrying seriously about relegation. The Waterhouse team, top team in the league at the moment, as we said, beaten finalists 2 years in a row, and they are steady, and they need to get some things right to ensure their good form continues.
They've been getting better and better, and if they want to really show that they're the best in the land, then they could extend their lead to 7 points tonight. Just need to keep scoring, doing what they've been doing all season long, and if they do that tonight, I really can't see Molynes getting anything out of this game.
Yeah, so a difficult assignment here for this Molynes team. As we said, they've really struggled since their last victory on the 6th of October, and this Waterhouse team, top of their game at the moment. Waterhouse did have, in the start of the season, an outing in the CFU Club Championship, which helped them as well. Molynes, change of coach mid-season, and that hasn't helped really, but they've got to look at some of the key factors going into the game tonight?
The veterans will have to come to the fore, because when you are in trouble, you look to persons who have been in the league before, who have been in these positions, who knows what it feels like to win. They're going to have to come big for Molynes, and they're going to have to defend for 90 minutes. It's a big task for them tonight, and I think that's most important. For me, Molynes must not just jump to winning. They have to start just picking up points, and if they can get a point from it tonight, it would be big for Molynes.
Yeah, and we do get the impression from the Molynes team that based on the wretched form that they've been showing for the past couple of months, getting a point here from Waterhouse tonight will be okay for them. They just don't want to lose, because losing again puts them in real problems. If they get a point, it will put them 6 points above the drop zone. They're 5 points above that now. So I think that's one of the main factors for them not to go back into this mire of
for Molynes. Put on a good show, be competitive, and a point would be good.
Yeah, can't be a bad team, Molynes, having won their first 6 games of the season. They just need to find what was working for them back in September and early October. This is the home of champions, the home of world-class sport, and there's NBA action coming up. A double on Thursday night, 8 o'clock, 9 Eastern Caribbean time on Sportsmax 2. The San Antonio Spurs up against the Dallas Mavericks. And then in the other game after that, starting 10:30, 11:30 Eastern Caribbean time, the Portland Trailblazers, they'll be at Utah Jazz. These two on Sportsmax 2.
And it continues on Saturday. We have Philadelphia 76ers. They will be at Miami Heat, and that will be live on Saturday, 8 p.m., 9 ECT.
And on Sunday, also on Sportsmax 2, the Houston Rockets, they'll be up against the New Orleans Pelicans, and that's an 8 o'clock game, 9 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time on Sportsmax 2. So lots of action coming up in the coming week, and apart from the NBA, there's Red Stripe Premier League continuing on the weekend, Sunday and Monday, and there's also cricket coming up later on this weekend. We'll tell you more about that. But as we continue the build-up for Molynes traveling here to Waterhouse, the current league leaders, we are going to the break with teams warming up and getting themselves ready here for a battle tonight that we expect to be strong. It's a battle of two Kasafa teams. Molynes, as I said, just 2-1 losers to the Waterhouse team when they met back in November, and hoping to give the tournament leaders a big fight tonight. There's the Waterhouse team in their warm-up. The build-up to Red Stripe Football Mondays continuing after this break.
We are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude, and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
Stripe Football Mondays tonight. We've had an overcast evening, and there is a slight chance of rain tonight. Pretty humid, and moderate temperatures at 27 degrees Celsius. And this is the match that will end the 19th round of the Premier League for 2019-2020. And the red-hot championship leaders, Waterhouse, are looking for a 7-point lead. 2006, the last time they were champions. They were champions also in 1998. Runners-up the last 2 years, this Waterhouse team, and their fans are hoping that 2019-2020 will be their year to break a 13-year run of no titles for Waterhouse. Colorado Murray, ace striker coming from Tivoli last season. He also played for Harbourview, had 12 goals last year for Tivoli, was leading scorer, 9 goals already this season for Colorado Murray. He's hot, and the Waterhouse team will be looking to feed him with opportunities here. This season, just 2 fewer than Colorado Murray, second leading scorer, big, strong attacking player who wants to get some more goals tonight and wants to fire Waterhouse toward victory.
Well, he's a good creative player for them, an attacking player, attacking midfielder who likes to go into the box and score goals, as you just mentioned, Lance, and for sure I'm expecting him to make those runs tonight. And earlier Lance spoke with Damian Gordon.
Gordon, top of the table at the moment, and things are looking good for Waterhouse. You're up against a struggling team tonight who are searching for a result which they haven't had since the early part of October. What's the game plan for tonight?
The directives are simple. We're at home, so we always try to win at home. Irrespective of the opponent and where they are in the competition, we are striving to get a victory tonight.
The fact is that your nearest rivals, Mount Pleasant, suffered a setback yesterday. Makes things a little easier for you at the top of the table at the moment.
I wouldn't say that it's a very long competition, but tonight is a good opportunity for us to stretch that lead. So we expect all guns blazing tonight.
Talk to me about how training has gone, because your team has been very steady, the steadiest team in the league so far this season. As we said, you're the best team in attack, you're the best team in defense. Are you completely satisfied with Waterhouse right now?
Oh, not at all. We still have a long way to go. We still have a lot of areas that we need to strengthen, and we do have some areas that are weak areas for us. So we have to keep working.
Now, although the result against Molynes last time was a victory for you, it was only by 2 goals to 1. What do you recall from that match that tells you, strategy-wise, what you have to do tonight?
Again, we cannot look on that game because this team tonight might be a completely different team. The mindset is different. At that point, they were winning. They had a little confidence. Tonight now is more of their back are against the wall, so we expect them to come out and give their best. And so we are up against that, so we expect to do our best as well.
So Damian Gordon, the assistant coach there of this Waterhouse team, looking for a result tonight from his team as well. Molynes, first time in their history in the top flight. They were founded back in 1991, this Molynes team, and is the latest CASAFA team, that's Kingston and St Andrew Football Association, to be promoted into the top flight. They have a tough night here tonight against a team that is flying at the top of the standings. Fancy Hugh Stewart, former Paul Bogle student in the Costa Cup football, played for Reno last year, played with a lot of skill, a lot
league a while back, but definitely full of confidence. You wonder with his team and not doing well how his confidence is, but he will need to build on that.
Also in the Molynes lineup tonight, Anthony Greenland, who was a successful attacking player for UWI, scored 20 goals for UWI, all told in the last 3 seasons, and he's one to be on tonight for this Molynes team.
When we talk about Molynes needing to call on their veterans and players with the experience, he will most definitely have to really come to the fore for this Molynes team. And we'll hear what the plans Molynes have in store for Waterhouse tonight. Earlier, Lance spoke with Craig White.
Assistant coach Craig White, problems for Molynes, no wins for the team since the 6th of October, and things at the moment appear as if they can't get any worse. What will be happening tonight for your team?
Well, to start with, it can't get any worse. You know, we can use this game, you know, and try to push forward. We've been trying to find it, not scoring goals, getting opportunities. You know, the end results of games like those. We're coming out on a long haul, but, you know, working on it internally and on the field. We're working on it, and hopefully with our back against the wall like this one, yeah, we never lose hope. So it's only a fitting place to get started.
I've heard the coaches post-match talk about missing a lot of opportunities. You've scored just 1 goal, Molynes, in their last 6 matches. I guess it might be a good sign that that 1 goal came in your last match, although you lost. Are you seeing an improvement at all in this team?
Definitely. In attitude mainly. Team play, love. But pertaining to opportunities with the goals. Our last game, the previous game against Mount Pleasant, we were happy that we got that 1 goal. You know, it's a loss, but the 1 goal is what we strive on. We might turn around something, we might build a confident level. And as you say, it's just up to individuals now to believe that it can be taken when given. You know? So that is where we've been losing out of, you know, to be more competitive scoring goals in the games.
Yeah. This present coaching staff wasn't around when the Molynes team won 6 straight matches at the start of the season. The problem started way back in the middle of October, and you're trying to solve them now. Specifically, apart from goal scoring, are there other areas in the team play that are problematic for you?
For coach and I don't want to stress too much internally, but from where I've been and the experience that we have had, you know, it's just about the players, them respecting each other and love each other. You know, we can't tell too much about what was happening when the times was high and gloomy. But obviously there were things within the camp which bring it down, you know, so we're trying to level that up with the players first and foremost. The management staff and the higher levels need to do their part. But it's getting there with the players, them understanding the level of love and respect have to translate on the football field. So it's getting to that point, and it's a part of the improvement plan as well.
And Craig White, finally, as you look to break a 12-game winless streak, I would think that the Waterhouse team is probably one of the most difficult teams that you'll be up against to try to achieve that, because they're top of the table, best attacking team, best defensive team defensively, overall statistically in the league. So this is a tough match tonight, isn't it?
And yes, the previous games have all been tough, especially the previous one with Mount Pleasant. Similar type of playing team, fit, technically sound. They're in their home own. I know what over here is like. But again, you know, if the players them what we have right now realize what football do, you know, it's the type of game where you crawl from as a bottom of the table, or a team where you're back against the wall. You know, we watch so much games overseas on the Sportsmax network and see what Watford do and see what other things. That's one of them moment there. So again, it does come down to the players them, what them really want out of it, you know. So hopefully then we find the opportunity to grasp it. Whether if it's a point, you know, it would stop whole heap of bleeding right now. So we're hoping and praying again now. The game will tell itself. Battling ground.
Craig White in an advantageous position here as an assistant coach for the Molynes team, because he knows the Waterhouse culture, a successful player with Waterhouse in the past. In fact, he was captain of the last team that Waterhouse used to win the Red Stripe Premier League Championship back in 2006. So he knows Waterhouse very well. He was a hero here over a decade ago, and he's trying to stop them tonight.
That would be very important tonight, because he would have to use that to get his players ready for this encounter, having them be aware of what they're going to come up against tonight with this Waterhouse team.
The home of champions, Red Stripe Premier League football, Monday night action. Kickoff in approximately 12 minutes from now. Don't forget, next week, Monday night, Mount Pleasant up against UWI. So that's number 2 against number 11. This match will be played in Kingston at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex on Monday night. As usual, the pre-game show starts 7:30, 8:30 Eastern Caribbean time, and it will be on Sportsmax 2. But we're closing in on kickoff time here. The fans at Waterhouse getting excited because their team is hot, and they're up against a team that hasn't been doing too much for a couple of months. Waterhouse against Molynes coming up.
we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watcha. Man shall I be the forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run him all again boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah yo.
The Drewsden Stadium in Waterhouse, home ground of the Red Stripe Premier League Championship leaders, the venue tonight for Red Stripe football action. Waterhouse at the moment top of the table by all of 4 points, and they're up against the struggling Molynes United. Red Stripe football Mondays and the kickoff coming up in less than 10 minutes from now, as we're getting ready to watch a match here that will see a Molynes team that started the season on fire. 6 wins from their first 6 matches, but since then no wins at all since the 6th of October, and they're in real problems here, this Molynes team. They beat Mount Pleasant, the current number 2 team, back on the 6th of October, and they haven't had a win since that. But what a way to look back at your last win, a win over Mount Pleasant.
And they have to dig on anything positive, this Molynes team. And you feel the good thing is that they have a 5-point cushion above the drop zone. And for those teams in the drop zone, not really looking as if they want to come out of it. So for Molynes tonight, a point, not even to say to win it, a point would be a big point for them.
The points table at the moment showing Waterhouse with a comfortable 4-point advantage. If they win tonight, they'll move 7 points ahead of Mount Pleasant, who were beaten last night in their game. And that was their first loss, the Mount Pleasant team, after a 3-game winning streak. And Molynes United, of course, if they win tonight, they'll improve their positions as well. But the teams are getting ready for action here. Waterhouse, usually a very vociferous home crowd, willing their team on. Molynes will be struggling tonight, first of all, to keep pace with the red-hot Waterhouse team, and also to fend off the very menacing Waterhouse fans. Here are the finalists ahead of match time.
Fruits. Favorite coach, alright? But you know, say Colorado Murray. Yeah? It's Colorado Murray, you have to look out for that youth. It's a Bolton, you have to look out for that youth. Yeah, them youth there. And you see the score tonight, enough goal we have a score, you know. Yeah, man, over 3, man, 3 or more. No score less, but I tell you, I must more. You hear me I say? Yeah, AKA Fruits, man. Waterhouse for life. You hear me I say? Big up Olympic way, Tower place.
Okay, so looking for at least 3 goals tonight. By the way, Waterhouse have the record for the biggest win of the season so far this year. Back in September, they defeated Harborview by 7-0. And judging from the words of that fan, maybe they'll be threatening that scoreline tonight.
And I'm not surprised that he's thinking that way. And he knows his football quite well, and he knows the form that this Molynes team is in. And he's expecting his Waterhouse team to just go for the kill.
Yes, so the match officials getting ready to take the field. Shane Nation will have the whistle. Molynes playing in black tonight, and Waterhouse in their traditional light blue and yellow strip. History being created tonight. Molynes in their first Red Stripe Premier League television night fixture on Sportsmax, and they will want to make it count.
Very often, Lance, I see teams doing so well when they play under lights, especially when they're not used to it. It really gives them a lift. And as I said, Molynes will be looking for everything positive that can really spur them on into this encounter.
34 goals for Waterhouse so far this season. Best attacking team in the league. 14 goals conceded. Also best defensive team in the Red Stripe Premier League. Molynes, conversely, on a 12-game winless streak. They've scored just 1 goal in their last 6 matches. That goal of 4-1 loss to Mount Pleasant last week. Their stats poor, 17 goals in their 18 matches. Only Veer United in the relegation zone with 15 have scored fewer goals. But will this be the night for Molynes?